Hello, today we will be talking about this level. I'm using the I'm using Super Mario Maker 2 viewer, level viewer, because I don't have a capture card. Seems easier to just use, this. And basically I'll talk about the idea from the level, of the level. So this level used to be like castle themed, and the this is basically the whole gimmick is like there's like two checkpoints, and I guess twice from depending on which checkpoint you're at. But basically the whole idea was actually kind of inspired, I guess like more inspired, kind of like taken from Chai Tea Latte's level. I'll try to like show up some footage, but basically they had like kind of a similar setup where if you go off screen you get a checkpoint, but I guess the big difference is, because I consider this level a little bit more unique, it just has like the same setup, is that I guess the reason it's more unique is instead of just having a big twice, I guess I said it's a twice, but like instead of just having like one thing, it's just like exact same like trolls, except for this one pipe is different. Like that's like basically the whole thing is basically the same. Like this room, I copied all the rooms. Like nothing different. It's like not a big twice. Just that this pipe, if you go into it, either takes you to here. Let me try to find another one. Or I can't find it. Or here. And you can't really. I think I made it so you cannot actually survive this. So I guess I should just start from the beginning. But that's basically the idea. So this first troll right here. I think does that mean it has wings? I don't know. I guess I had this, and it doesn't really matter. But basically, this troll right here. Is this a soft look? Oh no, it's a spike. Okay. Basically, this troll right here is the only reason I even made it is because this is custom auto scroll, and I think I made it so like some players, like some people might think like, oh, go down here. It might be like a secret way, like secret not secret you got secret, like a secret passage, and then you can get like basically that's the solution, is just jump down here, and then the off-screen shenanigans, and you end up doing something, but it's just just hidden block and there. So if you actually try, I think no one really fell for this though. I just kind of kept it in, but this is like an actual troll. It's like you can't put mushrooms like on this, like you can't put anything on like these like few blocks of the starting level. So I make like a note block, and you get this if you like put the mushroom, basically have a mushroom to have an SME2 thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a muncher, but I just use this because we don't want to waste entities. Basically, you get the super mushroom. You get here, and because of this big mole, because it only spawns here, it goes up. I don't know why I used a mole. I think because this could have worked with the launcher. I think when I was making it, I thought it probably looked. Looked like less suspicious, because if you just saw a launcher here, you probably knew it was gonna go up. Well, moles, I guess. I think that's what I thought of doing it, but now that you see it, it's probably even more suspicious, because why is there moles going into a pipe? Okay, basically it doesn't really matter, but basically when you have this mole, because it spawns when you go here, this block right here, it makes the mole, it triggers the mole and makes it go up. You get up to this. How can I get up into the here room? How am I going to get up in here room? As the community has called it, and you basically die. And I made this cloud. I think I made this out of clouds. There's like a semi-side here, so to make it so like, oh, if I go out here, I could just use get rid of the clouds. But it's semi-solid here, so you can't actually do that. And there's this setup, basically just a bomb with a muncher and a mole, so it just kills the bomb and gives you the key. Okay, next is hype CP1, and this room doesn't do anything except switching the switch state. That's all it does. Oops, didn't mean to zoom out. And then you just go into this, also the P switch rate, but that's fine because you know there's a wait, why is it? Huh? I think what's it called? What's it called? This level used to be a lot bigger. I think it used to have like 5 rooms before the checkpoint. But I got rid of all of those, or like most of those, because I ran out of pipes and doors to use. And I couldn't do this whole like copy and paste, like not copy and paste, I guess yeah. I couldn't do this whole thing where it's like not like a twice thing, because I ran out of pipes and doors. So I just cut it to basically, there used to be like a lot more rooms. And basically I just reused a lot of the rooms, but some of the rooms are like scrapped for like other levels. But I think there used to be like a P switch, and I've never got rid of these. Anyway, off on a tangent for no reason. So I don't need to zoom in that big. Okay, so basically you go here. And this is basically wish I could like play, but I'll probably have some footage show you what it looks like. But basically you get here and there's like a bunch of cannons, like there's like 3 cannons I guess, and they're like pointing this direction. I don't know why it shows it like this direction, but they're actually pointing this way. And there's a thwomp, but it's hidden, and I basically, that's the whole troll. It's like, this is how it's set up. It's very simple. This spring and a no block and like a bunch of what's it called, cannons. And basically you notice that the cannons, when you go right here, the thwomp would be activated, and it goes up 3 blocks or like a few more, I don't know. And you notice that the thwomp would go, that the thwomp would be right there, and then it would be activated. And basically the cannons crushes you, or switch directions. If you knew that, when it thwomp moves the direction, the cannons switch that into that direction, and it would basically hit you with the cannonballs. So it's like a double troll. And what's next? Not that many people fell for this, but basically, there. Thwomp up here. There's a spike ball. Well, it's a red block blocking the spike ball from spawning. So when you spawn from the checkpoint, it doesn't just like immediately do this. And basically, when you go right here, the thwomp spawns and this spike ball, and it hits this question block, and it hits this hidden block, which has a big spike ball in it, and it spawns up here, and it can kill you, and that's basically that troll. But not too many people fell for it. So this checkpoint has a mushroom in it, and you get a mushroom when you spawn. Oh, I forgot to mention, this also has a mushroom. It has a 1-up, actually. Oops. And all this other setup is for later. So go here, realize that basically you go up here, you go into the pipe, and these mushrooms fall down, And these are just here because you can get soft locked. I didn't feel like adding a spike here. Okay, so this is this. Oh, that's interesting. This is this troll. Basically, there's a what's it called? A clown core in a mushroom block, and when this spike ball hits that, it goes into here. Where this has a vine, or no, there's a. Oh yeah, this question block has a vine. And basically, you might think, oh, it's just a clown core. You jump into it, and a vine goes down. This, I think, was also used in a Shano level. I don't remember which one. It had the same setup, but I think it was a different troll. And basically, you jump here, you can't like go through here because of the question blocks. And so there's not that much setup. It's just that that's how it works. If you hit a block with a clown car and it's right under a question note block, it just covers it. That's basically it. I switched the switch state because it needs to be switched in this room, and that's I don't know. Yeah, this, and then switches it again. So you go through here. There's a POW which has a question block with a prawn in it, and it has a what's this mean? Okay. Okay, well, anyway, but it has a question block in it, and not a question block. It has a prawn in it, and it has a one. So it has a prawn in it, and I don't think that matters. But you get this link suit, and you hit the power block, and you use most people. I think the troll is like a psychological. Like most people think, oh, there's a question mark, let's not hit it, and they use like an arrow, and that's like what? That's like the point. Like you try and do that. You go in here, and like, oops, there's a hidden block in there, and so when you hit it, there's a question block, and there's a question block detector here. There's a wing hidden block, and there's a bomb with a no block in it, and there's this spike ball that hits the wing block, and that's basically the whole setup. This is a big bomb, not just a small bomb, and it goes in here, and basically when you hit a hidden block, in this type of setup, if you never saw it before, it basically explodes it, and it's kind of weird, but only when you hit a hidden block. So that's why I have that here, and that's why I have this guy here. So you can see this from off the screen. I had it like this is because it has to. I can't just put it. Can't just have like a bomb here. Because it would just it'll be blocked off, and I can't have like a. I couldn't get it to work where it just spawns up in the right place. And so I have it where I have a Lemmy or whatever this guy is. I forget the Koopaling's names. And a bomb goes up here, and it had it. And basically you see it off screen, but that's the whole point. Is that basically just to get in this spot. So it goes here, jumps on this, and the bomb gets in that point, and that's what all that matters. You go here, you hit that, and it explodes the bomb. And that's the whole point of this guy. That's all why he's off screen. And I used this guy instead of like a munch or anything, because it's I ran out of entities. Oops, where am I supposed to go? Oh, was that okay, here. Over here is you lose your link suit, you go up here, and this is the whole thing. This is, I think the setup used to be different, where it's like a thwomp hitting a power block, but over here, I don't know what that means. What is that? Is that a what? Okay, I don't know what that is. There's a thwomp here, and a snake block, and a seesaw. I think that might be something like a cloud or something. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Anyway, I think you might be you're able to see this thing, but basically it hits here, and you see this seesaw thing, and I think the what's supposed to happen, you see it and like, okay, I'm not gonna go back because it's gonna fling me into that muncher. But you're actually supposed to go back, because we also supposed to think is you hit the thwomp like gets a seesaw, it moves it into this P switch, like it hits this P switch, and it goes into here and it hits the P switch, and it's like, oh no, go back here, and it just hits, it does hit this P switch. You go here though, but it does not actually, there's a semi-slot behind here, so it's actually the solution to go back. This is easily breakable though, because it like broke a few times where people, I'll like show like some footage, but people are able to like hit it and it just like breaks. It doesn't even work because you can activate the snake block and not activate the seesaw. And over here, I put this here because this used to be empty space, but a lot of people kept falling in, so I decided, you know what, I'll just make it like a troll. And before, this used to not have one way, to just have hidden blocks. But I noticed, you know, that's kind of like just like, you know, not very good troll. So I just added a bunch of one ways to say like, oh, don't go down here, because people still like fall for it and walk in here by mistake. Because basically it's just like spaghetti basically. And this is the pickle pipe because of the contest. I was making this for. Oops. You had to have either pickup pipe or like basically have pickup pipe, but pickup pipe was another one. Basically have one bad troll in there, like a type of troll like that. So I chose this one. I forget the exact rules. I made this a long time ago, but Geek had a contest, and basically that was like the rules are has to be have like a pickup pipe or any like a spike maze or stuff like that. I think it has to have one of these, so that's the reason why this even exists. And basically go in this pipe and go this pipe, and I have this in block. You can actually just jump over it. You could like see, go from here and jump onto this block right here, and jump onto the blue platform, and you can actually get into the pipe. So it is possible to get it without falling for a troll. So it's kind of actually pick-up pipes if you just do that, because you actually think, oh, I just picked the wrong pipe, you know. They don't really realize because you didn't, you know, try this pipe yet. But if they try it normally without, you know, doing that maneuver, like most people wouldn't do that. They hit a hidden block and they think, oh, okay, can't go in here, go here, can't go in here, can't go in here, and just try going here because you know that's the last place you can go. And then it goes up like, oh, and it goes up and it goes to here, goes back down. This is actually right next to this room, and you go into this pipe, and this is just an anti, and this is winged springs, I'm pretty sure. They go up and down, and I don't know why I have this red coin. I think I just had it because I don't know, just to, you know, to create them like, oh, where's the red coin? So I just added it here for no reason. Like, I guess you could like tell, you could see this red coin off screen and you may think, oh, there's another room, but it's just there, like nothing else is here. You hit here and it's like it's one of those it's one of those things where it just hits the on off over and over and over and again. You jump on these things and you get to the spikes. It's very difficult. It is possible though. I've done it once. It's not impossible. Next, so I think I should like really start like scripting these things out, because I'm just like basically either rambling or saying or and saying basically a lot. I even said basically saying, so I need to script this out so I know what I'm saying instead of just, you know, rambling and not knowing what to say. And that's besides the point. So when you go on this blue platform, I think I already explained that. This is not all one take, so I'm like doing this at different parts. So I don't know exactly what I talked about, but I think I explained this troll. I'll check later. There's this what's it called? The snow block. It makes you go up. I don't know why I don't. I think the reason. Oh, I remember why. The reason is because this needs to be here. I think the originally up here, the what's it called? The pipe would just take you up here, but I need these things for the dev exit. I'll show you what that is. It's just this. It's this block going all over here, and then you basically hit it right here. It takes like forever. And get a P-switch, and you hit the goal. So it's right actually here. And actually, you might not notice it's actually completely hidden with a. It's kind of obvious though sometimes, but I just I don't remember why I put it here because I had like some space. Actually, I guess because I don't have that much space. I guess like down here I had some space, but in the overworld that's pretty full with stuff. So that's why the gold's here. And so when you collect these, this is the troll ice. I think I saw like a tech of this a while ago. This has been used more, but when I first found this, I don't think anyone used it. I've seen it been used now like a few times, but like I think the way I did it, usually they like scroll. It's like happens off screen. You scroll it in, but you can obviously see that like there's two shell bones when it falls onto each other, and like you like get suspicious and you hold left. You just like you don't know what happens. What it's supposed to do is you're not supposed to notice that and just go down here and like keep going and jump into this icicle and you'll lose your thing, and then just need to die. But most people didn't fall for that because it's so obvious that these are two shells, and I don't think there's really any way to do that. So this used to be like a link. Like this mole used to hit link suit. Because like I needed to like a reason for this thing. But a lot of people just got confused. Like, oh, how am I gonna get that? And there's like this block right here. Right here, this block. It just gets destroyed by this thing. But the troll is, oh, you walk up here and you can't go through it, and it explodes and you walk into the 50. But I changed it so there's no link suit and you don't like think like that. Because like no one really liked it and said I should get rid of the link because it doesn't really work. So what I do instead is I get this shell, and basically when you go and you like play dead over here, you go through here, there's these spoos and you get scared, you run over here and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna run into a block, so it's fine, and it explodes and you fall into this 50, and basically that's the troll now. So it changed, like it evolved a little bit, like not a little bit, like quite a bit, while revisions to this level. So after that, I almost said basically again. I can't stop saying it. I just don't know what to say. So I just use that word instead. Okay. You get this shell. Actually, yeah, you get this shell, and then you have to lose it because of the icicle, and you hit this question block. And this is one of my I like this troll, but it's like not that good. Like I almost say it's one of my favorites, but it's not really that good. Like there's better trolls in this level, but I like it quite a bit because like it's pretty funny. So when you hit it, it's not that good, but it's pretty funny. I think if you hit this, it just has like this where it just hits one, and I have to be like 1, 2, 3 blocks, because if I had it like 2 blocks, like 1, 2, it have to have a delay before it hits again, so I have to have one more block here. And so once that is hit, once the monster hits it again, you just hit it again and it works. This didn't used to be here, but I've seen some people just jump over and be able to make it. So this spike didn't used to be here, and this thing, but this is just like D cheese. So because it needs to be in this state, and a lot of things break if it's not. I think it does. Oh yeah, I think it does. Yeah, because of this and some other things. The whole point of this mole is not like a troll or anything. It's just to distract you. I also made some sound effects. Actually, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of sound effects in this level, but this like level maker right here, this level viewer, I mean, like it does not let you. It doesn't show you it doesn't let you show you the sound effects that you make, that you put. So there's like a sound effect, dun, dun, or whatever, and basically it just shows you that this mole is like coming, so you have to like leave, and you kind of most people fall for this because it's focused on the mole, and you see all these tracks, it's like, oh no, it's like, what are one of these who? None of them are on the track. It's just there to, like, scare you and not make you want to go here. And the spikes are just semi-solid. It's all just like to bring your attention to here, so you do not see this setup right here. Because without this, a lot of people notice, like, oh, there's a spring going here, and it hits this question mark. And I did this, took like a really long time to do this, because the semi-solids always like overlap each other and all this stuff. But I made it so it looks like this question block is gonna extend to here, because like it just looks like that. So this and because of that, like because of the semi-solid looking like that, you would assume like, oh, if you hit this with a shell, it's just gonna have a semi-solid in it. That's fine. I think I forgot their name. I think it was like Fanderson or something like that. When they played this level, they actually like thought it out and noticed that, and they still fell for it because this without this didn't used to be here like in the first few versions, but I added it because a lot of people just noticed I'm just gonna fall through and hit there. So I added this, and it made like I think Fanderson was the only one who noticed it and still fell for it because most people just either didn't notice it, just didn't say anything, and and or they just thought, oh, that's fine, just like didn't really think about what's under here. Right here, just a bunch of question blocks. It makes you think, oh, there's something up here, maybe a scroll stop. This is kind of dumb. It doesn't know what to do. I guess I ran out of space, so I just added this. And I put this mold. This is just a lot of stuff to make you think like, oh, something's gonna happen when it's just nothing. So a lot of the whole this whole entire um, chunk of this level is just nothing. It's just to make you think there's something, and it's all for this one troll. And so once you hit that, it makes you go up. And the original solution was just to walk over here, and these to be things.
I think this is right. I think this is right.
But here's still a Wolfwood setup that makes this whole thing work. I forgot, maybe it's a steel setup. I don't remember. But it's it's a setup. I forgot what level it is exactly. I don't remember. But basically, it's a block. If you hit a block, with this setup, it detects if a block is there or not. So if this block is not here, it would make this go off, and then switch go off, and this bomb go off, and it makes this. So it makes the bomb go off. Like it makes, I don't know. I think this bomb needs to be here to blow up the. So it makes a bomb go off, which makes up the switch go off, and it makes this POW explode. So that's why this needs to be that switch state. This was cheese one time with someone being able to make that jump, like being able to just jump here, and it just didn't work, so they just got stuck. So I fixed that, and so basically when you kick this here, it makes that explode, and it also, so when you hit this, whenever you hit any POW, it'll make this explode, and have a hint right here. There's an arrow pointing to this block saying hit this block, but people just think, oh, go left, or you don't really understand it. I have no other way of saying, showing you hit this block. I don't know what else to do, so that's the best I could do. And it basically that there's a buncher, and basically this is just a POW detector. If POW gets hit, this bomb explodes, and this gets hit. So if you go, so that's the whole point of this. Also, another point of this room, I just need a room where a bunch of bombs go off. I need these bombs to go off because I need you to be able, because there's a bunch of breakable things over here. So there's an on-off switch. So if you notice, wait a second. Okay, that's something else. Okay, so on-off switch, and basically with this on-off switch, the point of it is like a bunch of bombs go off here. Is one here which goes off screen, and so basically one goes off screen that blows up one of these blocks, but this is on off screen, so you only see one bomb even though there's three. But I do this so you won't see the other bomb. I couldn't do it this one because I ran out of space, so you still see a random bomb, but most people just think, okay, that's kind of strange. They don't really like immediately know what it is. So this is going to take like a while to explain. There's a lot of stuff here. But first of all, um, so this right here, this, what's it called? This, uh, what's it called? Cannon is the only reason it's here is because when it hits this block right here, it's because it needs to, when it hits this block, it needs, with like, with Space Switch with wings, it needs that to, this needs to activate it, because I need a P-switch to activate, and I need a way to do it here. So there's this block right here. When it hits that, it makes it go onto this cannon, and that's the whole point of that. It's only for that reason only. And this is saying, oh, mushroom, get a mushroom. Let's get a mushroom, and once you get that, basically it says get a mushroom. You don't actually need a mushroom. It just says that. Actually, you do need a mushroom. But the point of this is basically saying like, oh, you can't go through here. So this setup is basically this P-switch. So when the active P-switch is like a infinite P-switch setup, and when you kick this, it hits this. Okay, I think I'm trying to think of what else to. Okay, so right here is this spring. So when you go in here, it springs right here because this block wouldn't be here, and it keeps springing you, bling, bling, spring, and then it makes you fall on this donut block. You fall down, get this mushroom. What's it called? This checkpoint. That's another reason this mushroom here is so it doesn't make a checkpoint sound. That's the only one of the only reasons. So if you're wondering why that is like that, and that's another thing to note is that if you notice this thing with all these switches is just so that this it's called that this shell is right here, like it stops here, so it does not move. But I cannot do the exact same thing with over here because of the way it is. So these patterns are actually a little bit different. So basically, what was I? So this checkpoint. I don't remember exactly how much I explained, but I think I was done with this. I was explaining how these patterns are different than these patterns. I think that's what was the last thing I said. So that's the whole. Like, if someone really noticed, that's like one of the differences. One of the big differences, but no one pays attention to that. I think that's basically that's basically the thing I just wanted to say. I think the only thing left is that this bomb. Oh no, I'm on this one. So this bomb. I think there's like a. Yeah, here it is. This block destroys this bomb, and it's basically that's the whole point of this block is to destroy this bomb, and that's how all the blocks. So there's these 3 bombs that come from off screen, and this block that's on screen, and it destroys that bomb. So that this all works together. And finally, you go through here. I think I explained everything I needed to. This just has a coin in it, so that's fine. Okay, then I go here, and basically that's the place where you get hit by a spike. So I think if I go back to this now, like twice place, I don't know which one's which. Oh, it's the one with that has no wall. Okay, this one. See, this one has no wall. Because I didn't feel like adding one. That's one way to differentiate for me, the maker. Like, if you usually spawn, like, from here. you would not notice. Like, it would be like this, so the wall would be off screen. You would not notice that, oh, there's no wall here. So that's one way for me to tell, and you won't be able to tell when you're playing this level because it scrolls. It's a custom auto scroll. That's another thing. This, you can't have custom auto scroll in a subworld, so you might notice that, you know how like most custom auto scroll are like just still, like this, like it doesn't move at all. But when you jump, it goes. If it's not custom auto scroll, which is normal auto scroll, you jump, it goes like this. It goes up to the top of the wall. Well, this one will just stay like this. Um, that's like something you might notice. I'll just like show side by side to show you what I'm talking about. So I think basically all the setups are the same. There might be like one difference. I'll check. This is all the same. This is the same. Oh, I remember what I was gonna. This is something I should talk about. So this pipe, you know how this is the ante when you go in here, so the controls don't change. I had a plan where this room right here, where you, oh, I can't find it. Where is it? This room right here with ante and everything. If we go in here, this was really going to be a door. I think I actually still have it. It's going to take you to this hint saying, oh, you actually have to go in this red pipe. And I was going to just plan it to take you right here and make these all red, or just make these, yeah, make these all red to just say like, oh, look, he actually, and that would just, but I ran out of pipes, so I was going to plan to do that, but I had no more pipes, so I can't really do that. So I think that's the only difference, is you can't go in that pipe. So if you actually tried going in that pipe and twice, it wouldn't do anything. It just does the same setup though. So here, this is all the same, except this one, there's not an ending, of course. And there's no div exit in this one. What's this? Oh, I see. Okay, so I do need this door, because I need to make it look like it's like the same place. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about this place. So the difference, the big difference, is that this is a burner here, and that's to move. So the a big difference is that instead of going here, even though there is one here, the only reason there's a thing here is because I didn't want to make it the same. I wanted to make it the same, so that's the only reason. But when you kick the shell, this would be here. But it needs to be like centered. The reason it needs to be centered is because, actually, yeah, it needs to be centered. The reason it needs to be centered is because a player needs to go down here, and right here there's a P-switch block. Because if this took me a long time, because this needed to go up here and hit this thing, because I didn't have like a cannon that would work here. I couldn't have like a block be destroy anything, so I had to make it like this, where like this came down here and had this shell kick it up here. And what kept happening is I couldn't get down here. I didn't know why for like the longest time. I found out that it was a spring, so I made this spring get destroyed when the P-switch gets hit, because of the, that's what the whole reason, the only reason the burner's here, just to offset that spring. And this block is, you know, for the same reason, to destroy one of these blocks. And this, basically, so when this gets kicked up, it gets hit, goes up here. That's the only reason these slopes are here. I'm not even sure if you can actually see the slopes. You might not be able to. I don't know. It hits this hidden block, and it hits this, and it hits it into the what's it called? To the muncher. I don't know why this is here. I don't remember why. This must be a reason. I just don't remember it. And that's, I think that's not the whole level. There's also one more setup. So right here, so this room all used to be was hold right into this room, hold right into the ante, because, you know, before I said hold right. So, but I added this. I forgot who suggested it, but someone suggested, oh, we have one more troll where you kicked. Oops. You get kicked into the anteroom again. I thought, okay, so I'll do that. Seems pretty good. So it's kind of a lot of like it kind of got confused. This whole thing used to be empty. So there's a swamp detector. So if you go right here, nothing would happen. But you go down right here. If you go like right here, nothing would happen. But if you go right next to the pipe, this swamp would activate and hit this on-off switch. This clown car, basically this clown car would, because it keeps jumping up and down. But I think if it's off screen, you won't hear the sound. And so it moves up here. The reason this launcher and this thing is moving is because it can't overlay with springs, so that's the only reason it's like that. And so when this gets hit, I want it to get hit immediately again. So I have this set up where it gets hit, and it's like it gets hit again, like in like a little bit, like the right amount of times. What happens is this goes here, this thing, this cannon goes up here, goes here, and goes into these springs, and it goes into this section, and then dies. To make it basically, I'll show some footage. Basically, it goes into here, and you get back into the ante. And that's the whole entire level. As you get into here, I don't think there's anything else. That's basically the whole level. It's very fun to make, and I guess actually I wanted to talk about how I can't believe that this whole level, this whole level was for this one troll. Like, not the whole, I guess like most of the levels for the one troll, because this level, all the trolls are the same. Like the whole Twice West is just the copied rooms, and the whole thing was just for that. And when Geek played it, she didn't even hold right, because she knew she had to hold right because that room, but she had a mosquito bite, and because of that, she didn't hold right. So then she stayed still, and then this got her because I'm glad that happened. But she didn't even fall for the way you're supposed to do it.
Oh, I need to hold it. Don't itch my. Wait! No! No! That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I was itching my leg, and then I stopped itching my leg, my mosquito bit filled leg. I stopped because I wanted to hold right, and then I saw it, and then I landed in there by not holding right, and then
So I expected, she'd fall for both, but that's fine. She only fell for one. But that's basically the whole level. It's really fun to make. It's probably one of my best levels. And that's it. Bye.